Well, I'm at Fastly's Altitude event here in New York City. It's a little rainy. I'm with Todd Nightingale, Fastly CEO. Todd, it's great to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you, Will. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
We're honored.
Thank you. So, who is Fastly?
Fastly, it's all around us. No, look, Fastly is the highest performing edge cloud available, and we're proud of that. Our users, our customers are delivering digital experiences, and we pride ourselves on being an edge platform so they can deliver best-in-class, fast, safe, and engaging experiences around the world.
Well, you know, what you're really known for is CDN, right, Todd? But I know you've recently launched an observability capability within the platform. Can you talk a little bit more about that, especially given the fact that there was a recent pretty big announcement from your former employer, Cisco and Splunk?
Yeah, Fastly's well known for CDN. In fact, I think, you know, the highest performing dynamic real-time CDN. We're proud of that. That's where we come from. But that's just one product line. There's content delivery and network services. There's security, including DDoS and bot mitigation, next-gen WAF. There's edge compute, which we had some really interesting content released today. Yeah. But observability is our newest product line. Yeah. We're super excited about it. I think importantly because the edge gives you such an interesting vantage point. We're as close to the users as possible. We're getting telemetry from our POPs that really no one else has, and it gives us the opportunity to drive those signals directly back into the workflows of our customers who care deeply about user experience, and platforms like Splunk or Datadog or App Dynamics or New Relic, Dynatrace. These are important platforms, and they need signals. They need information feeding them, and Fastly Edge Observability is just an incredibly valuable vantage point, incredibly valuable data. And the early customers we have that have done these integrations direct into their workflow, it's remarkable. And it's mostly around reliability right now, but I think we're going to see a ton of this in terms of optimization of the user experience, performance management, all that stuff.
Yeah, you know, digital experience monitoring, you know, also network assurance, right? These are all really important aspects that kind of birth out of observability, but you're also focused on sustainability as well, right? And I think that's pretty unique. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I loved demoing sustainability metrics today. Yeah, I mean, just by the nature of pushing to the edge, you gain a ton of sustainability benefit by doing your compute, by delivering content to the edge. You're using fewer servers, you're transmitting across fewer links. It's far more efficient. And we have a growing set of customers that are deeply aware of this. They're monitoring it more carefully. They want to quantify it. And so by publishing to all of our customers, by publishing environmental metrics, by allowing them to be queried out, they can build them directly into their systems and start really thinking about sustainability for all of the apps, websites, streaming services that are run around the world. And I think this is going to be a huge part of it. We need to get to the point where we are solving this problem just like we solve every other problem. Gathering real data, measuring it, monitoring it, and optimizing for it.
Yeah. You know, one of the big themes I've heard so far here at your event is around safety, right? And how that is a key tenet with respect to, you know, features, you know, safety over features, right? And, you know, security is becoming, you know, somewhat untenable for a lot of enterprises. There's the movement towards consolidation. Do you see that benefiting Fastly as well, that security consolidation? I mean, I like the bot mitigation feature. It's a relatively new feature, right, that you're offering, but does that present an opportunity or a threat for what you're doing?
I think it's a huge opportunity for us, and we heard from Laura Thompson, who runs our engineering team today, about just our philosophy in terms of like building security and safety into everything we do. And sometimes that means having to prioritize it over you know, some feature or some new innovation that you want to build. And that's responsible. That's like good caretaking. But I think the consolidation is real. It's just not a tenable solution for almost anyone to have 27 different vendors, especially point products one after another for every part of the security stack. And for us, we think about Fastly as an edge platform where, you know, platform engineer, dev teams can onboard Fastly. They can get the benefits of CDN, of observability. They can build in the full web application API security stack directly into that platform. They don't have to onboard something new. They don't have to audit something new. They don't have to deploy to something new. And I think if that's possible, we should always be leaning into that, right? Simplicity actually drives security perhaps better than anything else.
Yeah, you stole my last question there. A nice tee up. And that's something that, during the course of your career that you've really keenly focused on, right? I mean, with Meraki, you brought simplicity to the Cisco portfolio. And then during your keynote, you talked about, what you've done to sort of re-architect the dashboard and make that simple. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, looking at Fastly's app, Fastly's dashboard, over the last few months, we really focused on simplifying it in two powerful ways. One is just bringing forth the visibility that our users need, especially in the operation phase and in the the monitoring phase, that shows where's your content cached, how is it being retrieved, what kind of performance are you getting, and making that, just putting it at the tip of your fingers, makes the kind of power of Fastly so much more tangible.
Sure.
Which I love, obviously. Yeah. But then there's the idea of just onboarding edge cloud technology. I think for so many customers, this idea of building out an edge cloud infrastructure, running a hybrid cloud architecture, it's just been out of reach. It's been too difficult to deploy that way. We were able to bring a whole website online in a couple of minutes.
I know that was incredible. Like, one or two clicks and then boom, you were done with your Bubs Coffee example.
Bubs Coffee, yeah. And true global deployment in 5 minutes. And that's the power. That's like kind of the power of Fastly's architecture. It's fully dynamic, it's fully real time, and it can be operated so smoothly. It means we can bring so many more people to the edge and really democratize powerful edge cloud technology so that everyone who cares about user experience can achieve that kind of differentiation.
Yeah, and I loved your slide towards the end where you showed the different blocks where you've got compute, observability, network services, and then the empty block, right?
The dot block.
Yes. So what's next? You've been on board a year. You've probably figured out where everything is and where the men's room is at the office in San Francisco. But what's next? I mean, how is Fastly going to continue to innovate and stay ahead of the competition?
I mean, I think more than anything, we do that by listening to the users, listening to the customers, just like what we're doing here today. Mm-hmm. But there's two areas that I'm, that we're investing in quite a bit. You heard our CTO, Tyler, talking about AI. We've got folks deploying AI workloads.
It's pretty hot these days, I hear.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. We've got users deploying AI workloads to our compute infrastructure already. We're looking at building out richer and richer support there, especially when you're talking about running inference models at the edge where it's highly engaging to users. That edge, that latency improvement just matters so much. We have a ton of investment there. Maybe that will be a new product line. Maybe that'll be extension of compute. I think that's.
But you have an autopilot product that your head of engineering sort of referred to as, hey, we could have probably called this thing AI for 2 or 3 years, right?
They could have. They could have. And if it launched today, they would have, I'm sure. And that's true. That's doing traffic engineering under the covers. Everyone who onboards to Fastly, Bubs Coffee right now is enjoying the benefits of autopilot and traffic engineering at the edge. The other thing, though, I think is super interesting now is edge storage. And this goes hand in hand with the AI workloads. In order for an inference workload to run at the edge, you have to get personalized data at the edge as well. And so we've got a ton of innovation on edge storage and how we deliver that for ultra low latency use cases. And both on edge storage and AI, our CTO organization is constantly trying to incubate and bring that stuff to market. We're super excited about it.
No, it's exciting stuff, and I'm learning so much today, and I've got several more hours before I hop on another plane and fly across the country. But Todd, one of the things that I'm left with is just the passion of the team, right? I mean, obviously you're a passionate guy. I've known you for several years, but what's driving that passion?
Fastly's just such a passionate place. It's what drove me here, not just the passion of the Fastly team, but the passion of our customers who depend on Fastly so much. It's an exciting space, being in the edge, seeing the expansion of the Fastly platform, new functionality, but to be honest, the passion of the customer, I think, fuels the passion of Fastlyans and keeps people excited, and it warms my heart, man. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me,
Cheers.
Todd. Cheers.